Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for making time to join us. We are having a conversation today that will help us make sense of what is happening around us and the appropriate way to respond to the same. To help us in the conversation is our long-awaited guest that has been coming all day. Mheshimiwa
Yes.
Jared Oundo.
Yes.
How are you today?
Niko sawa.
Yeah.
My name is Jared Oundo. My apologies for delay. I don't like. I like keeping time, but unfortunately today unajua hizi barabara zetu jam ni mingi but tunatengeneza then Embakasi South ni mbali sana. I didn't know it's that far to CBD and Nairobi, though it's the same county, but we are working it out. And then of course sometimes maswala ya wananchi lazima ushughulikie. You might think unasema unamwambia natoka kwa ofisi 10, niko na mkutano 12, but you realize wananchi wamejaa, so lazima wahudumie. So I was doing the work God has given me for the people in Embakasi South.
So
Asante.
tell us, who is Jared Oundo?
Right, Jared Oundo, or if you like Jared Oluoch Oundo, or Mentor Jared Oundo, is an aspirant for Embakasi South constituency parliamentary seat 2027. If you like it, call him the incoming MP. He's a published author. I'm the executive director of Jubilant Stewards of Africa, which is a non-profit making organization. If you like, you can call NGO or PBO, Public Benefit Organization. We are based, of course, in Nairobi. We operate at least in 18 countries in the sub-Saharan Africa. I'm also the CEO of the United SME Association of Kenya. So I've done a lot of work in the community as well as the corporate sector. So, but of course, I've always had a calling to serve the people of Kenya. But I thought it's important, before I become the president of Kenya, I start in the parliament of Kenya as the MP Embakasi South constituency. So it's a dream. I didn't get it yesterday. There's a dream that came way back when I was 7 years. I thought I'll start as an MP. Then from there, of course, then president was an MP, but now the new constitution things are different. So initially I thought I'll be the MP of the large Embakasi, which is now 5 constituencies. That was the time of Kina Mwenje, Waititu, and Mugabe Were. Yeah, so that's the time the dream started. That was 2007 when the dream became vivid. But we said, let's start this journey in the year 2027, 20 years later. Yeah, and so far, so good. And the people of Embakasi, a good number of them who have already heard about Jared Oundo, they're just saying, Oundo ndio Nyundo, Oundo aunde Embakasi, and they are ready, Oundo akomboe Embakasi.
Wow.
Na unajua mimi nikifika pale, mimi ndio kiboko yao, na mimi ndio mtetezi na mkombozi watu wa Kenya na watu Embakasi. Yes, Embakasi inahitaji mtu anaunda.
Natupeleka mbio sana, subiri kwanza.
Yes.
No, you're wearing so many hats.
Yes.
On one head.
Yes, there are not so many, there are few.
How are you able to navigate all this, and now you want to add another hat on you?
They are all related. You know, before you become a Christian, you become a human being. I always tell people, okay, maybe if you're a lawyer, like the gentleman on the camera behind, before he became a Christian, he was once a lawyer. So before I become an MP, of course, what's your professional background? What makes you stand out? So as a graduate of B Economics, MA Economics, and now PhD Economics, I think that's what this country needs. And my inspiration is drawn from Mwai Kibaki, the president of this nation. And I told myself, now when you want to be the president, who is your mentor, or who are you role model, who are you looking up to? One of those people was Mwai Kibaki. And of course now, and then other presidents that I know that did economics, and other people I knew. So I didn't, when I was choosing a career, instead of going to do law, I had all the qualifications. I said, let me start from economics. Then the law will be done later, it will come later. So of course now, after this, I should be enrolling for my law degree.
Are you in any way saying that economists make good presidents?
Yes, because one, the problem with our country mostly is economy. So once you sort out the economy and the mathematics, then everything will be okay. Yeah, so we have bad roads because you have poor planning, poor budgeting, and that all bottles to economics. We have corruption, so the corruption, again, if we had a proper economists looking at these things, then we'll not have issues because there are loopholes within the economy, and that's why we have even we start from the roads, the police officers. I know right now when you are walking around, even if you didn't have an issue, you'll find the police officer flagging you down and telling you ABCD. Even your tire might be new, you might have bought it in the morning, and since it has catch some sand or dust, it'll tell you that your car tire is worn out. Yeah, because and they will not release you till you give them something small, and that's not the country that we're looking for. We want to have a country that is proper. And then for us to do that, it starts with the laws, the legislations that we have. So we are looking, the main problem in this country is the legislation, the laws we have. Some of them are very ambiguous. They are not practical. So we have to go to the parliament and ensure that now when you take over as president of this republic in the near future, whether the laws at least that we have put in place, they are good to go. Because you have issues with our fiscal policies, our monetary policies, and you see there can also, you will not go and say the problem is the policy makers. So it starts with the parliamentarians, the legislators. So if we don't, like, the question will be, why Embakasi South? Of course, there are other
We are going to
constituencies.
Embakasi. We are going to Embakasi. Before we get to
Yes,
Embakasi,
yes.
you are bringing up an issue here about legislation.
Yes.
We have these people who say that Kenya doesn't have a deficit of laws. We only have poor implementation or unwillingness
Yes.
to implement. Like the 2010 constitution is now 15 years, and there are still some clauses that are yet to be deployed.
No, now there are some laws or that are not properly done. We have many. You know, we can. Someone can tell you that what you are saying is a lot of words with no points. Or in short, what you are seeing is something that looks like a forest, a bush. You know, bush has it looks like it's a big place, but there are no trees inside. So what you are having, some of the laws, okay, we are one of the countries with good laws, but they are not well done. And then the issue comes with the implementation. So when we have not come up with laws that are also taking care of implementation, that's why the problem comes in. Because even like some of our police officers, they think they are beyond the law. They even how they handle things like simple thing like mandamano. You know, we have the right, our Bill of Right, and is not respected in this particular country. So and then of course some of the lawmakers that we have in the parliament at the moment, they are just there. Yeah, they are not able to take care of the constituencies, and even in the parliament, some of them don't talk. Like my MP, sorry, I don't want to mention his name. People don't even know him. Even if you ask this gentleman behind here, they have to go and Google. The current sitting MP in Embakasi South constituency is just there. Yeah, so there's no single law he has ever brought to the parliament, no single bill, and he's never there on the ground. He was elected during the day, but he appears at night once in a blue moon when giving out bursaries. So we need to take care of such cartels and throw them to the dustbin where they belong, so that the right people take care of the mantle, and we ensure that we have the right people to take care of this country, come up with the proper laws, proper legislation, and that's where we are today.
Okay. So you don't agree with the notion that there is no deficit of law?
There's still a deficiency of the law. For example, there's what we call leasing. You know, like the government of Kenya leases like vehicles, the police vehicles that lease from the companies like Utu Cars, Bank, Vehicle and Equipment Limited, Rentco and the rest. But now the major problem, there's no proper policy and legislation as far as leasing is concerned. Then there's also, we have an issue of ease of doing business.
It appears that in the Kenyan politics,
yes,
every time there is a crisis, there is running of adjusting the law.
Yes.
And we are victims of trying to modulate the constitution to suit a particular generation or a particular personality. The reason why we lost wherever we turned the old constitution into a piece of paper is that one, that we have a specific individual who should be treated a certain way, and the law does not allow that way. So we should change the law to accommodate that. So if you are suggesting that we also now go to make another law to help in the governance, it appears that the more steps we make forward, you still want to take us back. Why can't we just implement this 2010 constitution to the best of our ability and at least get Mwananchi to profit from the same?
Yeah, the 2010 constitution is not perfect like the holy scriptures, the Bible that we're talking about that needs amendment. So it was made by human beings who had particular interests, as you have said. That particular time we had His Excellency Raila Odinga, we had Mwai Kibaki. So whenever they were making, they're like, where is Kibaki in this constitution and where is Raila Odinga? So as we speak today, those ones are not existing.
Are you casting aspersion to
now? So now we should have
the
a
committee of
constitution.
experts?
No, there were, some of them were jokers that were there. Of course, you have seen, I don't know how experts they were, the likes of a Kurokot who tried to be president in vain, and many others. Anyway, I don't want to mention their names, but there's a review. When that constitution was also being done, we didn't have issues like big data, big technology. We didn't have AI. Now we have AI. So, and then there's something here that has been misused. The computer cyber crime, such kind of laws were also not taken care of during that particular time, since they are being implemented. But what I'm looking at is I'm looking at my way of doing things will not be the criminal nature of looking things. I'm looking things at the economic perspective. So as a lawyer, or rather as a lawmaker, I'm coming in as an MP who is going to look at issues to do with ease of doing business. Not like Rwanda. How comes Rwanda has been able to develop at that particular speed? Leave alone Rwanda, you might be able to argue their GDP is still smaller compared to us. Look at our peers in 1963, the likes of Singapore, Taiwan, North Korea, Malaysia. We were at our GDP during those years. But right now, our GDP compared to them is not double, is not 3 times, is not 5 times, not 10 times. It's even a shame to compare our GDP with them. The issue here is that our laws, we have not looked at how we are coming on as a country. Are we trying to come up with laws as a consumer economy or a producer economy? Right now, more of a consumer. Yeah, so can we create an economy where it creates an environment where these young people from the universities, colleges are able to grow, so that when they come out from school, they're able to, those ones who are going to do business, they find the legislations proper supporting them. Because at the moment, when you start a business now, you are required to have several permits. And then your notice board will look like an advertisement center. You will have a paper that is yellow, another one green, another one from NEMA, I don't know from Kanju, I don't know from another one firefighting, whatever. So they become so many, and it becomes very costly. Even the cost of having those particular licenses becomes very high, as opposed to leaving you what you need. When you're starting with a simple business making distilling water, it becomes too expensive. Yeah.
So, and according to you, you don't see that is deliberately put so that the economy doesn't take off, the poor to continue being poorer.
Yeah, now those are the things we need to I am being a believer of the Karl Marx and Marxism theory, and even a scholar of the new classical theory of economics or school of thought in economics. Those are some of the things that I want us to take care. Because also one of the issues when the taxes and such kind of regulations are high, it affects the capital that you are supposed to use to generate income, and also it affects the production. So we need to reduce that and be fair enough to each other. Yeah, because yes, we believe what Jesus Christ says, ya Kaisari, per Kaisari. But now when these laws are put in a way that they are too punitive, that only those ones who the children of those who are called the higher God, and as the children of lesser God continue suffering, that's what we want to change, because we are all the children of the same God, and we must ensure that things are done. We create a fair playing ground. If we had such punitive legislation in countries like the US, the UK, you could have not had the likes of IBM, Apple, Steve Jobs, and of course Bill Gates and the rest coming up, and even Alika Dangote, our own here from Nigeria. Yeah, so we need to create the laws and legislation and come up with an ecosystem that supports our people. And that's why I, Jared Oundo, when today voted in as the MP in Embakasi South, and I know the people there are ready to vote me overwhelmingly. In the opinion polls have shown, if election was to be held today, at the least I'll get maybe 63%. Yeah, so we are ready. We are ready to go and change this country, and also not only that, if you also be able to, because the fish starts rotting from the head. There's a problem in the head. I'm not. Yeah,
Okay,
so
we are coming there. We are
in the
coming
head
there.
here is the leadership.
We are
I've not
coming
said
there.
the.
Just
yes,
hold on. Just hold on.
yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining in the conversation. Please, as you watch, you have a question for Mheshimiwa, put it in the comment section. Let us be able to respond to you. And tell us what you feel about what you are hearing. And of course, it is important that we hear what you think about the country. Then we'll be able to help where we can. Now, Mheshimiwa, let's
Yes.
go to, you seem to be excited about Embakasi
Yes.
South.
Yes.
What is this in Embakasi South that has drawn you to want to lead it?
Yes. Now, this is where I was born. For your information, I was born in Mukuru. Yeah, so I feel like the people of Mukuru deserve better leadership. One of the saddest things there, as I told you, the current MP, I also voted for him. He was elected during the day. But when it comes to issue bursaries, he issues at night. He issues to his friends, his girlfriends, and people of his community. So then Embakasi South is a face of Kenya. Tuko na Waindi. We have Kenyans from all walks. We have Luos, we have Luyas, we have Kisis, we have Kambas, we have Kikuis, we have Masais. But unfortunately, he also looks at his tribes first. You call Mweni, Mutie, and also not just these tribes. You know, of course, Ukambani is large. It has 3 counties, but he focuses on his county where he comes from, probably his relatives. And then, of course, these are not things that I'm picking from nowhere. The report of the Auditor General has stated that Embakasi South is one of those constituencies where there's no accountability as far as bursary and even its money is spent. Like there are those roads that have stalled from Oasis all the way to Taj Mall. That road has been there. It has always been used as a campaign tool by the current MP. Over the years, he comes when the election is nearing. He brings their contractors. He behaves like another president in Africa. Whenever he goes, I don't want to mention the president, you know him. Yeah, because for my security. Yeah, yeah. So the same. We need to say end of term to this particular MP. He has been there at the courtesy of Raila Odinga, and of course, then Raila Odinga was being told by someone or some of his partners in the coalition to support this person. We had a Muindi who was an MP in the Embakasi South. He was even doing much better than this one in terms of his Sumra. I appreciate what he did. Then, of course, we have this one. We have had others who are more capable, but there have always been that this one belongs to a particular community. So we give a member of that community. And actually, they are not the majority. And of course, it's not a war against one community. Of course, I love the Kamba people, but it's a high time that we say no to Mawade. We say no to someone who goes to parliament when he's drunk. So we need someone who is very sober.
Of course,
it's not to me was said. Even the majority at
this.
the National Assembly, Chungwa, told the speaker that the Honorable so has come to the parliament. I have that clip. It's on record. You can Google it. You can confirm. It's in the Hansen. He was thrown out of parliament because he goes there when he's drunk. He does nothing. He contributes zero. He only comes there to sleep, and or actually comes once after 6 months because the constitution requires at least you have appeared once. Most of those times he's out of the country. He does some. He's on. He was voted when he's out of the country. He's always there. Spend his time there. So we want to give you an opportunity to go and do what he does in outside the country. So for us here, we need someone who is available. Was born in Mukuru, understand the issues of Embakasi South. Our roads are bad. Our schools are bad. Whenever by the way, it was sad. The other day, some of even people who got injured when they were scrambling to get those the so-called the bursaries were his people. One of his staff called Timothy Wafola was injured, one of who fights for him. and I'm sad is some are boys from Rembo Nation. Yeah. So, but he never even came to see the boy even take care of his medical bill. He had to do a fundraiser so that we're able to contribute for him. Yeah, and then this someone who works for the MP, and the MP is even able to make a call and ensure that this someone is assisted, because there are many hospitals also who have, even if he didn't have the money at his own capacity, he's able to help. And this boy should have been given help to get even insurance, didn't even have SHA, and that is something that with the president everyone preaches every day. And Munga ako tu, he's just misusing our people, and we are saying no to Mawade. He should
Now,
go
let's
home.
do this. Let's do this. Mr. Oundo,
Yeah,
let's do this, Mheshimiwa.
Yes.
We'll have you with Mawade
Yes.
so that he can defend himself.
Yes,
These
yes.
allegations we are raising,
You can ask
we
the
can't
people.
substantiate them.
He might not be able to defend
What
himself
I
because
need
he
you,
cannot
hold
properly
on,
express
hold on.
himself.
What I need
But
you
the people
to
of Mukuru
articulate
will
here,
tell you. I'll tell
hold
you
on,
evidence.
sir, hold
Yes,
on.
my apologies.
I want us I want you to articulate,
Yes,
okay?
yes,
You are telling us the problem in Embakasi South
yes.
is Mawade.
Yeah, he's the
And
main
you are
problem. He's the main problem, and that's why we are
And
saying
you are the
he
solution.
He should go home.
But
yeah, he should go home.
Mawade exiting and you coming in.
Yes, yes. I'm going to bring the real change.
Yes,
for
what
the people,
change
by
is,
the people,
should be
with the
anticipated
people.
in
I have a
Embakasi
10
by
point,
your leadership?
I have a 10-point agenda, but my first term I'll focus on the 5 points. Then of course the others will do the other time as time goes by. I intend to serve them for 2 terms before I become the president of this great republic. So if they decide maybe after 2 terms I become a governor, that's okay before I become the president, but I will not be making it a monarchy. So actually my mother is trying to make Embakasi South another Zimbabwe for Mugabe, and we are saying ashindwe kabisa, we don't need to have another Mugabe for Embakasi South. 2 terms is enough. If you have not done anything within 2 terms, please exit. He's very old, aende huko achunge, tutampea mbuzi na ngamia na ng'ombe, akienda ukambani aweze kuchunga, because I know he has we are also even help him to deal water kwa nyumbani. Because one of the things look at it is education. The entire Embakasi South, of course, when I started, we didn't have a school for the boys. At least now they have come up with Embakasi Boys that operates as a shell. It was not there. It was my idea. It's good that he has stolen the idea and he started implementing it before I become the MP. And of course, I'm going to become, and when I become, I'll ensure that that school is properly equipped. I'm also going to ensure the schools like we have the Embakasi Girls, a very old school, which should now be a national school. But the MP doesn't understand the intention for education or the meaning for education, because ile makarata zake, I believe he didn't go through proper schooling like some of us. So I don't want to say they are River Road, but I'm not the one who has said that. But he's not properly educated through the system. So we having schooled when I was in Mukuru, went to Mukuru Primary School. I went to high school when I was in Mukuru. It was a day school and understand the challenges. I left Mukuru when going to the university and came back there to change Mukuru, and we are here to change Mukuru. So education will be key. The road, the infrastructure. Embakasi South is the backbone of this economy. When you talk about Embakasi South, we're talking about industrial area. That is where we have KTN, the Standard Group. That's where we have major industries there. Hata pesa tunatengenezea hapo, mkate, maziwa, everything is done within Embakasi South. And even the airport is within our constituency. Of course, my friend Babu tries to say it belongs to Embakasi. It's part of it. That's allowed. We can divide the airport because he's my brother. We will not fight. So, but the Embakasi, it's within the Embakasi South. The expressway. You know, the expressway is in Embakasi South. We are the ones.
So you people have expressway, you have airport,
Yes.
you have industries,
Ask yourself,
and you are complaining
No,
you have problems. What kind of
I'm
problems
not,
are these?
Okay, well,
Yes.
we have the affordable housing. I don't know whether people are calling them avoidable houses because there are a couple of stuff that have not been done, because they're also being given to the people who are not from Embakasi South constituency. And one of the things I want to push to ensure that is the people from Embakasi South constituency who gets them. Because when you go there, majority of the people who stay there are not from Embakasi South constituency. They were picked from nowhere. So we have a lot of problems. Okay, the biggest slums, unajua ziko wapi? Embakasi South constituency, Mukuru. Mukuru, I'm talking Mukuru kwa Ruben, Mukuru kwa Njenga, iko Embakasi South constituency. Ile sewage yote ya Nairobi iko pale. Even that industries, wale wanafanya biashara pale, they dump within Embakasi South and they're not able to take care of our health. Of course, some of the things that are being implemented here, right now, like the cabros, the roads that have been made, that was my proposal in the year 2011, and I have evidence to back it. In 2011, after high school, I came up with an organization. Then it was called Mukuru, Jubilant Environmental Stewards of Africa. That part of it was to take care of the roads, and the proposal we wrote, we are able to submit to the relevant authorities, and I am happy that it's being implemented. By the Mukuru kwa Ruben haina stima for the last 3 years. Juzi zile transformers zilikuwa pale mbili. I saw my friend Mawadhe, and I want to commend him on that. Wanasema mgala muwe lakini haki yake mpe. After 3 years, he's now waking up. Ndiye akajua Mukuru haina stima. And the funny thing, the gentleman has been sitting on the energy committee ile inashughulikia stima, and he has never raised it. Hii hata alisomewa na mtu, ni aliulizwa ndiye akaanza, by the way tunanga stima, because yeye yuko to get his allowance. So we need people who are going to work for the constituency, the likes of Babu. We need the likes of Babu Wino, we need the likes of Ndindi Nyoro in Embakasi South. So, and that is basically Jared Oundo, mwenye ambaye Oundo ataunda Embakasi South na atakomboa Embakasi South. Yeye ndio mtetezi wa wanyonge na naelewa. Of course, the other issue, Embakasi South is industrial. Na vijana wetu hawana kazi. So we want an MP who is able to lobby for jobs, because majority of them are jobless. Yeah.
No, that is my trouble.
Yes.
MP lobbying for jobs.
Yes, for his people.
Things like that.
And MP,
for his people.
An MP is supposed to legislate,
hold on.
Yes.
The MP has a responsibility.
Yes.
And you are not just an MP for Embakasi South.
Yes.
You are an MP for the Republic of Kenya.
Before you become a member of Parliament for the Republic of Kenya, you are elected by the people.
When you say that the affordable housing or avoidable housing were given to non-Embakasi South resident, won't that be interpreted as segregation?
No, because it was done in Embakasi South for the people of Embakasi South. When you go to every constituency in Kenya has a project for affordable houses. You go to Kabete here, Kikuyu has, ukienda Kasarani has, Ruaraka has, ukienda Starehe wako nayo, ukienda Lang'ata wako nayo, ukienda Navakholo, sijui kama unajua Navakholo, wako na ya kwao, ukienda huko Funyula.
There is affordable housing project in
every constituency. Yes. Unataka nikupeleke?
Nipeleke.
Yeah, nitakupeleka after this. Nitakupeleka Navakholo. I will show you exactly. You know Bunyala East. Yes. Hapo ndio affordable housing. Go and confirm. Yes. You'll ask Neto.
You don't know where Bunyala East is. Just leave it. I know where that is.
No, that's remote area. Also, that's another issue.
There is no open land there for affordable housing.
That is why that's
where I went to school.
Have you gone to the entire world?
I went to school there.
Maybe within your home.
I know the land tenure system of the place. Every land belongs to an individual.
I'm not so sure this, but it's within Navakholo. There's a place you go.
I'll give you the story of Navakholo later. Now let's get down to
But okay, if it doesn't come to Navakholo, it's in a couple of constituencies.
Hold on, Embakasi South. There is something that we have issue with.
Yes.
When it comes to members of parliament, especially.
Yes.
When you are seeking office like this,
yes,
you are the voice of the people.
Yes.
You are the defender of the weak.
Yes.
But as soon as
and the voice of the voiceless, you have just forgotten.
The voice of the voiceless. But as soon as you get sworn into that house across there,
yes,
you now transist. You become big man. You become boss.
Yes.
You want us to come and prostrate and call you Mheshimiwa. So
you are the one calling me Mheshimiwa.
What happens? Because from what you have just mentioned, a member of parliament, in my understanding, is supposed to represent me. Kama vile umesema kuna stima kwa Mukuru.
Yes.
You need to go to parliament and fight.
Yes.
Let us hear you talking about how we are suffering in Mukuru. But when we get you in parliament, the only thing we hear there is say, how many have say I? And then nobody says anything else for me as Mwananchi.
And
so
that's
how
the reason.
Different will you be?
Thank you. That's the reason we want to change, and that's why I'm called Jared Oundo, and not the other names that have been in parliament. Yes, and I've told you the issue is we have been electing people who don't think. they leave their head at home. Whenever they go there, then we used to have Aden Duale as the leader of the majority. Now Kimani Chungwa is able to give them their thinking. But now we have people who are able to think on their own, like Ndindi Onyoro, Babu Wino, Mili Gesa Gesa. I can name them, including my home MP, Onyura, and David Ochieng of Ugenya. Zito Nyuro Royula for Butler. One was the other MP, the one is the current. Yeah, so we need people who are able to think on their own. And that's why Jared Oundo will be a very good choice for the people of Embakasi South. And of course, he's not just looking at Embakasi South. I have a bigger picture. Some of these people we have, don't want to say what Dani said. I don't want to say Murkomen. There's a senator that said, I don't want to mention his name, said that there's a senator for Nandi doesn't have, it's our senator for Nairobi said that the senator for Nandi doesn't have a vision beyond being a senator. So I have a vision beyond being the MP of Embakasi South. And of course, tunalenga juu. Kama starehe tunalenga juu that after this it's not just Embakasi South, and that's why I am here on a national radio platform, and so that we are able to support our people and of course we are in democracy, and democracy is for the people, by the people, and for the people. And that's why I'm asking the people to give me the mandate. So when they give me the mandate, sitawa aibisha, I'll not let them down. I'll do exactly what they sent me to do. I'll be listening to them. By the way, my 10-point agenda, it's not something that I came up with. I started my campaigns last year, or my interaction with people. Campaign started my interaction with the people last year. I went and asked them, what do you want to be done for you? And the people told me that they want roads to be fixed, they want hospitals to be fixed, because we don't have a proper hospital in Mukuru, but we have the one in Maradaima Mukuru Health Center, we have a Ruben Health Center, I think there's one in Kwanjenga. Pipeline doesn't have. Kware wanajaribu kidogo, this Kware secondary ambayo imejengwa. I think we should sue the MP for misusing our resources kujenga shule kwa sewage. Na kujenga mahali patakataka without doing proper landscaping, because that is disaster. And because of the same disaster we're having with the Embakasi Girls and Mukuru and the Kwanjenga Primary, when it rains, those ones becomes like the dams. So because the drainage is poor, so those are some of the things we need to fix. Yeah, of course we want to argue that it's a whole problem in Nairobi. Unaweza pata hiyo issue inatokanga hapa Embakasi South, kwa sababu mvua ikikuja haina mahali pa kwenda, kuna watu wamejenga kwa hizo nini. So we are going to talk to them, have a discussion and see if we can give them a proper place la kujenga. And there's a school called Riara Primary and Riara International School. Imejenga kwa barabara. I'm going to have a discussion with them. So ile barabara inafaa connect Imaradaima and Mukuru kwa Ruben haipo. Because that road comes na inaishia kwa gate ya shule. Wamelock na wajapeana through pass, and there's a way there that can be done. They have a lot of land, and of course that was public land, but sijaongea na nguvu, I hope. But there are issues we are going to have a discussion. And of course kuna pia zile mali shamba ziko pale, zingine zilikuwa like the market for Imaradaima. I know where it is. It was grabbed, it's now a personal property. Na vitu kama hizo. So we're going to have a discussion. So ni haki kwa wote, and that's why wanahitaji mtetezi wao. Na huyu ni Jared Oundo ambaye ni nyundo ya Embakasi South, na ataenda kuunda Embakasi South. So and of course when we ensure that there's ease of doing business, there's basically when there's ease of doing business, kutakuwa na economy growing, watu watafanya pata biashara, biashara watapata a lot of profits, they're able to take their children to school. Yeah, and then of course also we are looking at affordable schools. The problem with Embakasi South, we have a lot, like the voter, we might not have the statistics of who stays there, but as the voter register, we were 179 last election. Right now we are more than that, 179,000. So assume every household where a voter comes from has 4 children. Tuko watu wangapi? That's 200,000. Assume that's almost half, over 500,000. That's about 800,000 residents when wanaishi pale. But the resources that are there are not enough, and that's why we need to at least every ward ijengewe shule zingine tatu mpya within my first term. We'll be able to do that, and then ensure that we have a national polytechnic, because the other issue is that after 8-4 they're not able to do 4-4, but thank God we have a CBC. But after the grade 12 or whatever, where will they be going? So we need a national polytechnic that is affordable, so that we are able to train our children with the technical skills. So asijue si lazima ukue lawyer, si lazima ukue daktari ndio maisha iendelee. There are many other things that one can do in life. So we are looking at having a polytechnic that are going to teach them hairdressing, because sisi zote nahitaji nguo. We don't need to be able to import clothes from Taiwan and the rest, and also China. We can do them here. We used to have our own river text huko Eldoret when I was in Moi University. I don't know kama bado in exist. And we now want to have our own, we have EPZs within economic special zones within our economy, within the constituency, but we need to have more. We need to ensure that the companies kama Samia Africa and the rest, they're growing and they're doing better. Because one of the problems then we have had with if there's no ease of doing business na mbunge ule anaelewa maswala ya economy, is that unaona industries zinaanza kudidimia. So the small things that the young men are trying to do, kama hizi like hata wale wanafanya hizi podcast huko, unampata wanaharasiwa with authorities. Vijana wa bodaboda wanasumbuliwa na unahitaji mtu anaweza watetea. So kuna vitu unapata polisi anaitisha bodaboda, mtu amepata hiyo pikipiki yake kwa loan, hawezi kuwa nazo. They are not necessary. Boda iko na mafuta, inaweza songa, iko sawa, wanafaa kuruhusiwa wakuwe nayo. Na hizo vitu kama those insurance, those are things that kama mbunge we are able to fix, vijana wasisumbuliwe. Unajua the cost of insurance in this country, na wakati bodaboda imepata shida, insurance companies mingi huwa zinaruka, but kuna zile mzuri, so most of them don't see the need for taking that. But again, those are things we are going to streamline. That yasema wasichukue insurance for now, do that, but we are going to come up with a law that whenever you buy your next car, your next motorcycle, it should be insured from the date of purchase. Hiyo story inaisha hivyo.
The way it used to be in the past.
Yes.
You can't drive away without being insured. Now, iko swali hapa.
Yes.
Why is he focusing more on other activities other than the leaders? Tuambie manifesto yake.
Sio ndio manifesto tunawapea. Manifesto yetu yangu iko pale. It's a 10-point agenda. I've said kazi ya mbunge ni 3 kuu: legislation, oversight and representation. Sasa hiyo ndio kazi nitafanya, nitatunga sheria. Usually what we have been discussing here ni manifesto, but I'm sure ametumwa an opponent, but sasa atakuwa kwa mfuasi msugu wa Jared Oundo, kwa sababu Jared Oundo ataangalia masuala ya maji. Mukuru kwa Ruben tuko na shida ya maji, tuko na shida ya stima, hospitali hazina madawa na pia hazitoshi. We also have a poor road network, because like you can connect Imara Daima and Mukuru kwa Ruben. When you are coming from driving from Imara Daima to industrial area, utazunguka uende hapo turudi hivi, then your traffic. And so if we had a proper road network, then akutakuwa na the current traffic that we are having.
Elizabeth says, yes, tell Elizabeth us something new, mheshimiwa.
Yes.
Yenye tujasikia from other politicians.
Hajasikia. This is very new. Elizabeth, this is asante sana for listening to us. This is very new. We are going to come up, some no politician has talked about Embakasi boys that I'm talking about. Yes. No politician has talked about Embakasi Polytechnic. That is my idea, and you see the current and implement Embakasi boys. We are also talking about ease of doing business. Majority of them hawafanyangi hiyo. They talk about tutatenga, tutategua na vitu kama hizo. So we are doing something new. It's totally different. Of course, we are not going to do kazi ya mbunge ni ile tayari iko. You cannot come up. We are not going to invent the wheel. What is there, we're going to do it proper. So most of them say they don't do. So I am a doer, and we're going to do it. And my track record speaks for itself. And nikipewa hii kazi tutaenda kufanya.
That's what I wanted to ask you.
Yes.
Why should the people of Embakasi South trust you?
Yes.
Because they have been cheated. They have been promised and not delivered.
Yes.
Those roads you're talking about, they did not begin to exist the other day.
Yes.
We had Zumbra. Now we have Mawade.
Yes.
Now Oundo is coming.
Yes.
Why should the people of Embakasi South trust you this time?
Jared Oundo has been tried, tested, and is truthful. So he's someone that is going to be able to implement. Atafanya vitu. Of course, I am a different breed. I'm a son of the kingdom. This is where I come from. We don't lie. we say the right things. We are not like those people who promise you heaven and they promise they deliver the hell on earth. Yeah, you see, wanakupromise atakupea basari, wanapeana usiku, watu wanavunjana miguu, yeah, watu wa mama wanavunjwa mgongo. By the way, unajua usiku ni masaa wa mama kulala na kutengeneza kura zingine. Yeah, so unfortunately, hiyo ndio sasa wale wengine wabunge wanapeana hiyo wakati basari. Sasa sisi nataka kupeana basari mchana, to ensure also the ones who deserve, because unfortunately again, even the ones who get those basaries, I hear they buy them. Yeah, because mimi sikuwahi kuwa beneficiary wa basari. By the grace of God, I schooled without the bursaries, not because I was from the rich family, but Mungu alituma malaika wake wakanishughulikia. So and I was able to school. I was and I know I tried looking for those bursaries. By the way, it's very painful. Unazungushwa hivi na hivi, and then but we thank God for where we are. I remember before then, of course, I don't know, this one was not sitting here, amekuja nikishamaliza shule. The current one, the former alinizungusha hivi kidogo, but sikumsumbua sana nikitafuta, because I checked it somewhere with the MCA, then is whom I could reach, then was a counselor. Akakuwa PMCA, but I don't want it to be done like that. I want it to be done in a very transparent manner, kwa sababu I understand the need for education. Na kama ingekuwa shule, bila shaka leo hii mimi na wewe, I could have not been here, so that we are having this particular discussion. We are having this discussion because I was able to go to a good school, got good results, did a very good course, and of course now I am be able to enjoy the fruits of my labor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Iko mtu hapa anaitwa Malomalo.
Malomalo.
Anasema ambie mheshimiwa.
Yes.
Aseme kama yeye ni 1 term ama ni 2 term.
Yes. Sasa hiyo haitasaidia sana wakazi wa Embakasi South, whether it's 1 term or 2 term, hiyo tutasema at the right time. So for now, I'm focusing on what I'm going to give people of Embakasi South. Watu Embakasi South, bwana Malamalo wanahitaji barabara.
What is the right time?
The right time
is
wakati bunge itavunjwa. Ndio wakati I don't want to know, au sitaki niongeze president kiburi nikimwambia 2 term, ama nimwambie 2 term nianze 1 term nianze kumpea kiwewe. So for now, the best thing ni kunyamaza. Najua the water is normally deeper mali imetulia. For now we are focusing on what we are going to give the people of Embakasi South. That's important. It's them to decide. Then I'm here to choose the formation yenye nitakuwa. So but of course watu wenyewe wataniambia, watu Embakasi South swali liko wako wapi. Hapo pali wako ndio pia mimi niko na wao. I am for the people, by the people and with the people. Yes. Okay. Mimi ni mbunge Embakasi South constituency na si mbunge wa babangu Oundo. Yes, asante.
Okay, kwa hapo umesema point mzito sana.
Yes.
Shida ingine ambayo tuko nayo na wabunge ni kwamba wakishachaguliwa tu, sasa ni familia yao.
Yes.
Sisi ambao tulipiga kelele kusema Oundo ndio Nyundo ndio atanyosha nini, tukikuja ofisi ya turuhusiwi.
Bila shaka my office, I'll be elected by the people in Embakasi South. Nitaweka mbele zaidi, but it doesn't say kama pia familia yako is part of Embakasi South utawatenga. Of course, before work there's family. Put the family first, but definitely there's part time for the family and time for the office. The time for the office is 8 to 5. You'll go and do it, but there's a time you can also work extra time and take care of the people. Yeah, I am a different person. Of course, I was brought up the people. I'm one of the persons mwenye naweza sema I will not be like I'm the product of the family, but I'm the product of the community. So that's why I'm looking at the community and I'm doing a lot of sacrifice. By the way, kusimama kuomba kiti is a lot of sacrifice. Yeah, because you have to go there, leave your career, go and look at the people. You spend a lot of money. Taking care of your people, and that's what we are doing. And that's why inajitolea mhanga kukomboa watu Embakasi South, and that's why Oundo aunde Embakasi South constituency.
Okay, swali hapa kwako na Jairus.
Yes,
anauliza story ya Ebola quarantine na nyuki ya base.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on the issue?
Sasa, okay, my thoughts niko hapa in terms of looking at it. It will be good for us to have a quarantine ya Ebola nchini Kenya for the people of Kenya, because we are sovereign state. Kila mtu apeleke kwao. Kama Muganda amepata issue, na huko Uganda, but kama Mganda atapata issue na kwa hapa Kenya, then ahudumiwe hapa, because ukisema na transport some of the time might be issues of, but kama ni hapa, it's also good for us to have. I saw today my good friend Mary Emase, MP wa Teso North, akipigana mambo ya Lupe. Lupe is a very good hospital kwetu, and then but we need to not put a Lupe, let's have a different place, not only Nanyuki, but other places, not only for Ebola. There'll be other issues, like when the COVID-19 came, we didn't have such structures. But COVID ilianzia China. China was able to come up with a different hospital. So sijasema itengenezwe for the people of America, but for itengenezwe sisi ya wa Kenya. Najua watu wa America wanajipendanga sana, even the Americans themselves, na wale wengine wameenda America, you'll behave the way they behave, they become too mean anyway. But wacha sisi wa Kenya tujipende kwanza, and we let's take care of ourselves, ikuwe wa Kenya, and then there's a lot of advantage for that. Okay. When it's done, it will contribute to the development of the economy. Vijana wetu watapata kazi ya mjengo, tutauza semiti huko, tutauza maji huko, kama sisi kama wadu wa nyumba unaangalia mbesha, so we are able to do 1 or 2 3 business with it, but should not be done at the expense of the welfare of the people of Kenya. Si tutaletewa magonjwa. Then I think maybe, I don't know, she's right thinking the president, Nanyuki is a bit, the air is a bit secluded place, and maybe that's the reason they thought it's one of the best places, to have it. But let's have it at least in various counties, if you are not having every constituency. But for our people, not only for Ebola huwa inakuja na inapita, ni kitu tumezoea. By the way, maybe people are hearing it for the first time. But sisi wale tumekuwa Uganda, it's my second home apart from Kenya. So ni mahali, it's something that happens in Uganda, DRC, because we are all Africans, and Africa is our business, and let's take care of Africa.
Sawa. Simon anauliza hii mambo ya moto ya shule utadili nayo aje? Na aswa tukicombine tu,
yes,
fires and slum areas is one and the same thing.
Yes,
they are constant.
Yes.
So how will you deal with that?
So partly, okay, by the schools, most of the schools hawana fire extinguishers. Kama hiyo shule iko na fire extinguisher, I'm sure vijana wangekuwa wanaweza kujikomboa. Unapata like the issue like kwa Mukuru, let me now try to domesticate the issue. So pale Mukuru, wakati moto ikitokeleza inakuwa vigumu sana for that fire to be killed, hata kama ni kidogo, because sometimes unapata maji haiko. Like this school, the watoto walisema, the Utumishi Academy walisema hakuwa na maji shule. Now, if the water was there, they could have tried to put off or put out the fire. So what we also need to do, like kukue na mazima moto, because it's part of my manifesto, by the way. Just naanza kusema juu amesema sahi, because it's an issue that have been there every single month, almost every week. I'm in different corners of Mukuru tukipigana na moto. Sometimes na chio ta ile maji ya mtaro tukimwa before kanjo afike. Kwa njoo unajua wanangojanga, unaweza nyumba ngapi zimechomeka ndio afike. But what we are trying to do is to ensure that we are able to handle this early enough.
Okay.
Asante. So we look at the preventive measures and not just the curative.
Okay.
Yes.
One of the challenges of dealing with fires in the slum area is roads. The passage of the fire engine to access the place of the fire is a problem.
It's a very good question, but of course mgala muwe na haki yake mpe. There was the Uhuru government with the NMS, whatever it was. They tried, of course, to open up Mukuru. Right now, you can drive from one end of Kwaruben to the other. Now, the road is there, and we are trying. Zile place zenye haziko, we are trying. I don't know when were you last in Mukuru kwa Ruben. I remember nikikutembeza 2015 the last time, but umeniambia ulikuwa uko juzi kwa my former church, Agape Church, pale Gateway kwa Ruben. So I think you saw a road, ndio? But now also the challenge with that road, as you say, of course in njia mama wako kupewa soko mahali pa kuuzia, so wameweka vitu zao kwa barabara, and then that also makes that congestion. Na huko tuko wengi, you don't deal na traffic ya magari, but deal na traffic ya pedestrian, especially Mukuru kwa Ruben. And even pipeline ndio hapo ndio of course shida hizi nyumba. Unapata nyumba moja inaishi watu wa 30 ka bed sitter ama ka single room. Yeah, because young men wanamaliza shule hawezi pata kazi, umekuja Nairobi, the land of opportunities. So but we need to have more affordable houses and turudishe even the cost of our houses chini. Na I know as the houses tunaendelea kujenga more affordable houses, the supply will be more, the demand will go high, lower, and then the prices will come down.
But somebody says the affordable housing is just a vertical slum.
What do you mean by a vertical slum?
Instead of spreading the houses across, we are spreading them going up.
Yeah, of course, because of the scarcity of land. Yeah, so
is it the scarcity of land or
the scarcity of land, especially in Nairobi, mashamba amna. So part of it definitely kama tunaweza spread. That is one of the best way. But hata nyumba zinajengwa hapa is what you'll see in America. The styles that are there, you'll see them in other developed countries like China, yeah, even South Africa, Soweto, if you know Soweto, ziko huko. So, but I think we are doing better, and that's why we need to pongeza president one way or the other. Though it's not his project, no, he's taking it as if it's a project. This thing started with Uhuru anyway, big for agenda. Yeah, so, but he has been able to push it because I think from the goodwill, wangekuwa wengine wangesema bomoa hizo vitu tuanze from scratch. Yeah, but at least he has taken care of our resources.
In the start of our conversation, you talked about policy and legislation.
Yes.
There are questions being raised around the affordable housing. One of it is that they are being built on public land.
Yes.
And there has not been official transfer of that public land to either private land. And at the end of the day, the ownership of these houses will not run into legal crisis or challenges?
Those are some of the issues we are going to look at. I'll be able to, there are good, there are other African countries that are good examples without mentioning the names because of other issues. The land is public. Yeah, because it's for the people of Kenya. So it's meant, the houses that are there are meant for the public. Yeah, so I believe they are not owning the land. The land is ni ya serikali, nyumba ndio yako.
Yeah. So how do I own a house in a land
the house is
not
yours?
mine?
The house is yours, but nyumba ni ya shamba ni yako, shamba ni serikali, nyumba ni yako. So definitely the land, you are not owning the whole apartment. So the idea was wewe ni own just kale ka one bedroom, a bed sitter or a 2-bedroom that you are staying in. So but if you want to own a bigger house, kuna mashamba huko sio Kimau, ukitelemeke Kajiado utapata, ukirudi huko Muguga utapata.
My problem is not me getting a private.
Yes.
The issue here is for public land to be put to use for private affairs, it needs to have legal transfer.
Yes, I totally understand.
So if it is all public, that means it's government land. Then the affordable housing is not an allocated house.
Yes.
I'm also being made to purchase that house.
Yes.
Eventually, when I finish the payment, okay, I will own the house and the land belongs to government.
Yes, the house
then the
is
government
yours.
comes up with another housing project that will require these houses to be brought down.
It's not being done tomorrow. Neither 10 years from now. I'm sure a very sober government. We're not going to have a president who doesn't have sense. We have been blessed to have presidents that have senses, and even the ones who have lined out to be presidents know what to work on senses. So that's not a problem that's going to happen tomorrow. You own the car, you don't own the road, right?
No.
And you drive on the road.
You don't create a problem hoping that somebody will not raise it. Remember when there was
a very good question
when there was an
expansion,
the expansion of Thika Highway.
I'm not
Thika Super Highway. Okay? How many houses do we bring down?
I am not here to defend the government.
No,
I was not part of, and that's why.
That's what I'm telling you as a legislator.
There was a problem.
Who is going in parliament?
Yes.
You need to come up with an answer to this question, because those Embakasi South people are the ones paying mdogo those houses. And then a new government comes and say the way this project was launched, it was not proper. You saw people.
We are going to ensure that we have proper.
And the other places.
Those ones were people's houses, and this is government projects. And you see, I don't think government can fight itself. So we are going to ensure that it's done properly. And I'm so sorry for the people who lost their houses for 1 or 2, 3 reasons, especially the issues in Syokimau. I understand them. The issues in Athirifa, I know them. And of course, there's another place after Signature Mall, Hapo Chini. I know it's boiling up, but we're going to try and help them. And I want you to remember the issue that happened with Winners Chapel some years back when the Sonko was our senator. So we are going to have Solomonic wisdom into this issue. So today I might not be able to give you a proper answer. I'm not the sitting member of parliament. I am not the minister for lands, neither for houses. I am not the PS for interior, or Molo will be my good friend.
You are an aspirant member of parliament, and one of the reasons why you want to unseat the sitting member of parliament is because of the loopholes that he has taken care of. So you need to be telling me, hold on, like you need to be telling me that this issue can escalate into a huge problem that will affect your people. And so you are either launching an investigation into it, or you are giving to your...
We are actually going to form a commission of inquiry. You have just read my mind. It's part of the things I've told the people. And of course, when you started that, I said my people are saying the affordable housing are no longer affordable. They're avoidable houses because of the loopholes that are there, including the security. Because at the time recently we lost a young soul that died because of fire outbreak. No gas naitumia kama stima. So those are some of the things we are looking at sorting in the near future.
Sawa.
Yeah.
I want us to land. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you joining us. Thank you for a lot of comments and, of course, questions. This conversation is long. We will not just end it, but we will postpone it for another day. Before I let you go, Mheshimiwa.
Yes, thank you,
I want to give you a minute to address the people of Embakasi South and, of course, assure them that you are the man for the job.
Asante sana for the opportunity. The people of Embakasi South, nashukuru sana for this opportunity to give me and also ask me to be a member of parliament. It was a hard decision to make. But I am up to the task, well learned, well schooled. Of course, I have the experience that it takes, having grown up in Mukuru. Of course, Mukuru is the larger part of Embakasi South, and we are here to deliver, to ensure that Embakasi South has good roads, it has good hospitals. Embakasi South, we are able to have better hospitals, we are able to have better schools, give bursary during the day, not at night, to ensure that we create jobs, to ensure that we take care of sanitation, to ensure that we take care of the talents for the young people, to ensure that the companies that are around us employ our people, at least the majority. For our people, I mean the residents of Embakasi South, despite the order of your names or your ID number or the tribe that you come from, wewe ukue Mdigo, ukue Mturukana, ukue Mkalenjin, ukue Mkamba, ukue Msabaot, ukue Mluya, ukue Mjaluo, ukue Mkisi, ukue Mkamba, ukue Mkikuyu, bora your voters registrar reads that registration card, reads that you're in Embakasi South or you stay in Embakasi South, you deserve better services, you deserve better resources. That's why I'm going to ensure that we have a national polytechnic in Embakasi South, and even in the near future I know there's some land in Embakasi South that we can put up a university for the people in Embakasi South. So those are some of the things that I want us to do. Asanteni sana, and thank you for this opportunity. And I know come next year, 10th of August 2027, you're going to vote me overwhelmingly with a majority of even 90% mkinipea. That other 10% you can distribute to the other opponents, ndio pia wasibaki bila kitu. But I assure you that as you are a member of parliament, I'll do my very best to sort your issues. Umeniambia, nimewasikiza na niko tayari kufanya kazi. Acha Jared Oundo aunde Embakasi. Asanteni sana. Thank you.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa, for making time to talk to us.
Nashukuru
We'll
sana.
be doing this more.
Asante
There are more questions that will forward to
opportunity.
you. You respond to them.
Asante.
Thank
Nashukuru
you.
sana. Thank
Ladies
you.
and gentlemen, we are bringing down the curtains on the talk today. And of course, we appreciate for keeping us company and contributing greatly on the comment section. We really salute you for making this show a success. We look forward to engaging again with other guests. And in case you ran into the show and you would love to be on this hot seat, please get in touch with us using the details on the screen, and we'll be able to slot you some time to come and address Kenyans. Are you in business? You want to let us know what you're doing in business? Are you in whatever education sector? You want to let us know what you're offering us? Then make a point, get to us, and we'll be able to put you on air. God bless you. Let's meet in the next show.
Asante sana.